still in the ashes when you get dressed and leave. Oh, I better look for matches before it starts to feel. I will burn it down, I will burn it down. This is not my home, I will burn you down. Oh, it's a long hard fall from the top of the world, but it's finally over, finally over. I gotta last 1 minute just to get out alive, so I keep it together, thinking it's not forever.
Today is 10 years from when I created an account on YouTube for the first time and posted a video. It's been 10 years. Like, does that count as a failure? Yeah, probably does. Back then when I started, back then in my years, there were no such things as YouTubers. Nobody was called a YouTuber. Nobody was making money from YouTube, actually. I've been spending my days posting to DeviantArt, where I was presenting my works for the longest time. I still have like 10,000 followers in there. I think I posted last year or something to DeviantArt last time. But when I post a new artwork, nobody's there, like there's no likes, no responses. There are still some people left there, but not as much anymore. But on DeviantArt was a big deal 10 years ago. For a year I was actually a community volunteer, which counts as a sort of admin of the portal. I was able to choose one artwork from traditional art galleries that would be featured on a front page of DeviantArt, and that was called Daily Deviation. It was a big deal. So yeah, I featured a lot of artworks by another artist, and I was also writing articles, and there was this group that was called Project Educate. Oh yeah, those were great times. And yeah, my biggest idol on YouTube back then was Agnes Cecile. She was posting these watercolor videos. They were so touching. It happened to me often that when she posted a new video, I was replaying it over and over, and even sometimes even crying while watching it because it was so beautiful. That was my inspiration to start. It was not like I'm starting a YouTube channel. It was not like that. I just wanted to upload the video. I wanted to try to make a video and upload it, and that's what my channel was all about. Sort of gave me an advantage because when they changed it and the YouTube partner program has these requirements now that you have to have 1,000 followers and for 1,000 watch hours to get monetized, and I was already part of that because I had an account for so long. So I'm not gonna ever do these type of videos when I talk straight to the camera. I hate it. I hate to see myself on the camera, and the channel is not gonna be about this and has never been about this. It was about the paintings. So this is every decade I'm gonna post a new video with my face on it. I've got a sketch prepared, but I'm working on a new Skillshare class, and it's going to be about these guys. In that class, I want to show you effects, watercolor effects, to show you a very, very quick and simple technique of developing animal fur with granulation and salt. Just want to demonstrate that you don't have to control everything, and you can let watercolor paint while you sit back and drink coffee. I still think that watercolor is a technique for lazy painters like me, who don't have much time, patience, or anything to do an oil painting. Want to have everything finished quickly and to let the paint do stuff for you. Because with oils and acrylics and gouache, the paint will just sit there waiting for your orders. You will really have to do stuff to make it happen, to get the painting. But watercolor, it sort of does its own thing. I just don't get it why people are so scared, because it paints by itself, literally. I wanted to finish filming that class today. I still have to film the portion where I explained about the materials and class orientation and intro. Those are usually filmed last. I'm gonna save that for a day when I don't have hair looking like this. I don't have time right now. Like, I spent majority of my day taking care of a baby, and then I ran to the studio being happy if I can paint for 3 hours. So that's a priority, not my hair, sadly. We'll have to hold it for another year, and then it's probably gonna be much more chill than it's now. I wanted to film a tutorial for YouTube, something short and sweet. Everything feels like will take me ages to film, so I'm undecided yet. I've been posting a lot of portraits, but would like to get back to some floral painting. But at the same time, I have a workshop next weekend, a portrait workshop, so it's kind of fighting that, because I would really benefit right now from practicing more portraits. I also need to draw much more than I do, but I draw at the evening while watching TV with my husband. I don't spend the time in the studio for like studies in my sketchbook. Not unless they are with watercolor, which I need to film, and that's what I do in the studio. By the way, the next Skillshare class that I'm gonna post before summer is gonna be a portrait class, but I would like to start with monochromatic portraits because it's much easier to grasp than to start explaining anatomy of the face, and then like how to deal with watercolor, and then how to deal with color. So that's like a lot of stuff going on in one class. I would like to split it into something like more digestible. If the class is too complex, then people are gonna be overwhelmed and they will put off learning for a better time, or a time when they're better focused. It helps me myself when I'm learning to start something that seems like approachable, manageable, doable, and everything that looks too complex I'm just gonna skip. But I still have 2 hours in the studio, so I will get to work now.
I lost my ways, no words to say. You're on my mind, and time flies by. I'm cutting down the wires, I'm feeling kinda tired. I think I lost myself, I think I lost it all. You know it's true, I've been thinking about you. You made me feel so safe right when you told me you were mine. But I'm too late, I can't undo my mistakes. The time's run out and I'm left standing wet here in the rain. The same cloud hanging over my head. God, I wish you were here to save me from myself. It feels the same. The days goes on, but that's okay. Why can't you stay right here with, I said right here with me. I'm cutting down the wires, I know I'm looking tired. I think I lost myself, I think I lost it all. You know it's true, I've been thinking about you. You made me feel so safe right when you told me you were mine. But I'm too late, I can't undo my mistakes. The time's run out and I'm left standing wet here in the rain. The same cloud hanging over my head. God, I wish you were here to save me from myself. You know it's true. out my head. I think you stole my soul. Shadows creeping everywhere. I want you here so badly. I can't get you out my head. I think you stole my soul. Shadows creeping everywhere. I want you here.
And this is what I brought from IKEA today. What's in here? This is something for mixing paint. Another white bowl. You know how I was saying that I never have clean palettes? I just solved this problem by buying new porcelain plates and bowls, apparently. I bought this one. I love to film with these kind of things, but also it sort of feels different in a nice way when I paint if I changed my setup every now and then. These are bowls that I can utilize for paint. I think that this will look great in my videos. Bowls, and more bowls. I'm not gonna bore you with this stuff. But now IKEA sort of got these boxes. They have them in at least like 6 sizes, and I find them so handy. This keeps stuff in order, and that's what I appreciate. I really need this because I'm just such a messy person. I bought like a lot of bowls that have like the usual shape, but this one does not have the usual shape. I think it's an interesting shape to use for a palette. I wonder how this is going to work for a palette. Probably not the most romantic studio vlog. I want to do the whole like charming setup for you and clean up my studio and everything. But to be honest, like this is just what it looks like when I work in here like every single day. This weekend we don't have any workshops, so I don't have to clean. When I have workshops I have to clean because people will come in here. I need to do all the setup. What I want to show you, I don't know if that's like interesting for you, but sometimes it really looks like very nice in here. I want to do the whole studio remodel thing, but I won't be able to do it before summer. Anyway, let's turn on the light. This is my studio light. There's the camera. I was filming yesterday. I'm gonna film now. I want to finish a painting. Yeah, that's the painting that I finished yesterday evening. I didn't even have time like to look at it properly. I had to like rush home. These are the palettes that are not cleaned yet from weekend's workshop. Here are the demo paintings from the weekend workshop. Yeah, we've been doing this landscape thing, and it was a 2-day workshop. We've done some lavender fields, and we've done the Charles Bridge in Prague, and some architecture. It's just practiced. It was practice, a lot of practice. Doing some perspective drawing. That was fun. A lot of people enjoy this topic. I'm not doing that enough to be like 100% expert in that field. I'm like learning a lot. But at the same time, I try not to avoid any topic and practice everything because I think that's good. And it's good for artists to switch subjects. I think that it makes me more versatile. It sort of forces me to use watercolor in different ways. And it makes me see watercolor techniques from different angles. So I think that's good for me. This is another study. These are my studies. You're familiar because you've seen most of these on my YouTube channel. Probably not these. I did not film the process of my best paintings, sadly. Like every time that I come to studio, I turn on my lights. These make me really inspired and feel cozy, even if it's like really messy in here. Yay! Those lights I haven't turned on for ages. I don't know if they work. Let's do something else now.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
I just arrived at my studio and I got a package today. Got a couple of things so we can check them together. This is all from a Slovakian art supply shop. This is probably the only shop in Slovakia that has tubes of Schminky Horadam as well as Daniel Smith. They don't have like all colors and they only have 5ml tubes. And this is the Queen Gold and Prussian Blue. Yay! Both of them you saw in my videos, and I ran out of this paint because I paint with them a lot. They're insanely pigmented, they're light fast, both of them, and you get insanely beautiful combinations with these two used as primaries. So I need large tubes. I got another tube of Winsor & Newton gouache. Schminky don't have like gouache in Slovakia. I can't find it in Slovakia anywhere. I used to buy it from Jackson's Art Supplies, but the shipping since Brexit is just so high, not affordable at all anymore. I'm very sad because that used to be my source of all the things that I couldn't get in here. Never mind that. Winsor & Newton is widely available and the gouache is basically the same quality. So if you can't get Schminky gouache, get this designer's gouache by Winsor & Newton and that's just fine. This is a 14ml tubes and that will last a long time. Then I got a few other things. I noticed they had the Schminky masking fluid and the one that I already tested out is also by Schminky and this is the blue one. So I ordered, it's supposed to be transparent. I mentioned that this fluid, I didn't like it very much. It was very hard to rub off and guess what? On accident I purchased two of them because I didn't check what I was buying and I must have placed it twice in my basket. And the same thing I did for these, but I can really use them. So yeah, I'm sensing a giveaway coming your way, guys, because there is no way on earth I'm gonna use all of these masking fluids. After I test it, I'm just gonna do a giveaway. I got a ruler. This is Kohinoor ruler 60 centimeters. I use it a lot when I'm like cutting papers and stuff. Then I got this like rough paper. I don't know how this is called in English, I'm sorry, but that's for sharpening pencils. And then I bought something that I really don't need, and that's the pencil case by Kohinoor also. It was very cheap actually, it was not expensive, just a couple of euros, and you know, my pencils are just lying around. This way it's gonna be more organized. I'm a big fan of these kind of things because it lets me to be less stressed out when I'm trying to like find things inside the bag. But mainly I got this watercolor paper by Winsor & Newton. For me, like already using stuff from Winsor & Newton for so many years, I've had so much experience with Cotmans and professional watercolors, and I've never ever tried in my life this paper, and that's usually because it just was not available in my country. I didn't bother to search for it anywhere else, and this is mold made, 100% cotton, 300 GSM, it's cold pressed. I want to see what the cold pressed paper behaves like, because hot pressed is a nightmare for me and I really have to try to work on it a bit more, but right now I don't have the need because I like texture. So those are all the new things, and I'm expecting another package. I ordered a bunch of graphite pencils and Sennelier watercolors. I wonder when will I on earth find time to review all these art supplies that I purchased. I'm gonna have to like paint every painting with different art supplies. Then I have to do giveaways because I don't want them to sit around here for 5 years until I throw them out because they expired. Finally I did these. I should have bought maybe more tubes instead of buying 2 masking fluids by Schminky. This painting is not yet finished, but I had to try out the new paper right away, but that's for another studio vlog. I appreciate everyone who watched the entire vlog, and my big thanks to you for 15,000 subscribers, which we just hit today. This means so much to me. I take it you like my work and find value in it, which is a tremendous motivation for me to continue, even though I really am exhausted these days, guys. And with that, I will see you very soon. Bye!